Hi guys and girls. Today we are going to do I Don't Work Here Lady. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see my next videos. Let's get right into it. Customer calls me on my day off. Expects me to provide service. So, I deliver sandwiches for a living, been doing it for almost 6 years now. Most of our customers order from businesses during lunchtime, and some of those businesses keep their doors locked. Usually, I end up calling them to come out to meet me. We do this for one of my regular-ish customers. We'll call him Winston. Winston is never happy with his service. Sometimes he calls in because we didn't put enough avocado on his sandwich. Sometimes he calls because the driver didn't show him the respect he deserves, which probably means they tried to make eye contact or something. Sometimes the food just cost too much. The GM put a note on Winston's caller ID not to give him any credits or anything because we don't want to reward people for finding new and innovative ways to be annoyed. This has led to Winston generally being left unsatisfied when he tries to complain. I delivered to Winston this last Thursday and as per usual, I called him and waited half an hour for the dried up prune to make his way to the front door. Everything went fine, except the usual attitude problem. The fun didn't begin until Friday, which is my day off. I'm sitting in my pajamas, trying to find a song I had heard online a bit ago, when my phone rings. I answer it and what do you know, it's the sound of Winston's mouth breathing. Me, hello. Winston, where's my food? Me, what? Winston, my food's late. Me, okay, I'm not working today, but you can call the store. Winston, of course you're working, you always deliver my food. Me, not on Fridays. This is where my patented OK method comes into play. Whenever I don't have anything to say, I just say OK. It's completely non-confrontational. It doesn't imply any deeper meaning. It doesn't imply that I will do anything for or against you. Winston, well, I ordered 35 minutes ago and my food isn't here yet. Me, okay. He waits for me to continue. I don't. Winston, when are you going to be here with my food? Me, I'm not going to be, am I? Because I don't work on Fridays. Winston, you don't get to disrespect me. Me, okay. Winston, I'm going to complain. Me, alright. He didn't respond immediately, so I just hung up and went back to looking for that song. Later, I got a text from one of my co-workers. Apparently, when he called in to complain about me, he threw such a hissy fit that he got blacklisted. One of the owners ended up taking the call and she didn't like his attitude. The pizza place printed my phone number on their coupons. So, this happened back in 2007 or 2008. Not sure if this belongs here, it looks like it might fit. I lived in a small town and my house had really bad cell phone coverage at the time, so I still had a landline for the house, complete with an answering machine. One day I come home to find several phone calls for a regional pizza restaurant on my answering machine. I quickly find that they had printed these mass junk mail flyers with some pretty decent discounts, and my phone number. It was a pretty simple mistake. My phone number was XXXXXX4442 and theirs was 4422. I called the pizza place and told them what happened. The manager was nice, and told me he had nothing to do with it, that the corporate office made them up, but he would call them and try to work out a fix. That night I probably got 80 phone calls. I changed the outgoing message on my answering machine to give callers the correct number. More than half the calls I got still left me their pizza order. Who calls for pizza and expects to leave their order on an answering machine? That town has more dumb people than I thought possible, and I already had a low opinion to begin with. This went on for almost 2 weeks. I kept calling the restaurant, and the manager kept telling me they can't get a hold of anyone who can do anything. Finally, I'd had enough when a snowstorm blows through town and the pizza orders go up. Snowy days seem to be busy for food delivery. I start taking orders, writing them down as accurately as I can, and forwarding them to the pizza place, through the number listed on their website for home office. At the time, if you called that number after hours, the robot that answered gave you a list of extensions, and eventually I found the one for VP Marketing. I wanted President, but meh, close enough. Once I found the extension, I forwarded every call for them I got, like this. Hello, this is Airborne Chaos again. I have an order for 1 extra large Goliath pizza, 1 order of cheese sticks, and a bottle of Sprite to be delivered to John Dow at 244 High Street, Small Town. His credit card number is, insert credit card details here, and his phone number is, phone number. I really hope you can help me get these people their food. This seems to be pretty inefficient. Thanks. I made at least 20 calls like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it wasn't as many as I thought it would be when I made the plan. Nevertheless, the next morning I got a call from the company president. They paid my phone bill for a year, minus long distance, to buy my phone number from me. Honestly, they didn't need to pay my phone bill for a year, just cover the cost of changing the number. But they offered. Serve me and my child. I don't know if this goes here, but I'll put it here anyway. So, backstory. I work in a healthy fast food sort of place in Australia. I only started a couple of months ago with weekend-only shifts as I still go to school, so I only work a 3-hour shift per week. This place I worked at is healthy fast food, so pre-made sandwiches, salads, baguettes with salads and meats in them, paninis, coffee and toast, I guess. I don't remember the day or why we did this, but sometime in April, Australia had some sort of special day, and my company decided to give out free Vegemite toast to anyone here. So since we live in Australia, Vegemite is a natural for us. The line was very, very long. I was constantly going to the storage room, grabbing bread and serving customers non-stop. We have 2 toasters that are always on for banana bread and stuff, and we have 2 on the side as a substitute in case one breaks or something. We have all 4 toasters going on at once as there were many people ordering Vegemite sandwiches. I'm doing my work, and when the time came, I told my boss that my shift is over and left my co-workers to the agony in serving customers. I sit down at my work's tables, because I planned to meet my friends here and then we go to one of our other friends' house. I had my chicken avocado panini and my caramel milkshake I mad just as I left and sat down and was listening to music. I was waiting for the text of my friends and saw a text that they said were about 10 minutes away, and went back to eating. Keep in mind that the store is still overflowing with customers. I was eating in peace while listening to my music, and someone yanks my earphones out. I assume that my friends are here, but I look up to see a woman and her child. I say, "What's wrong, Mom?" and she replies, "Do you work here?" "Yes, I do." "Well, serve us. We've been waiting in line for a long time." "Mom, my shift is over. You'll have to wait for one of my co-workers to serve you, as I'm not there now." "I don't care. You work here and you can see how long the line is. Get up and serve us." "Mom, like I said before, my shift is over. You'll have to wait for someone else to serve you." "Fine, I'm going to speak to your manager." "Who's the manager here?" I gestured the lady towards my boss, and she spoke to him, and I want to say, my boss is a good person, even though he can be a little rough and mean sometimes. He always has my back. I listen carefully and I hear him say the exact same thing I said to her earlier. I see my friends and dash towards them and ask them to leave the shop with me, as I don't want to be included in this madness anymore. I come to work the next week and ask my boss what happened with that lady. He said that she threatened to sue himself and me because I wasn't doing my proper job serving customers. But apparently in the end, my boss threatened to call the cops, and she just left. He apologized to me as of how I had to go through that, only being here about 5 shifts. I told him not to worry about it, and just went on with my day.